Well, good afternoon from the cottage farmstead. I'm Rebecca. This is my husband Nathan. And it's actually colder than we thought it was going to be today, so we're bundled up a little bit. But today we are going to be working on a project outside here, even though it is a bit cold. A couple of weeks ago, probably about a month ago, when we were planting our garlic, we had our delivery of the Premier One netting that we got used, and it came with the caveat that there's probably some repairs that need to be done on it. And we are pretty anxious to get our chickens moved out here, so we want to make sure we get that where it's hitting hot enough, because we have coyotes around here and coons and possums and things that we don't want messing with our poor little chickens. So we are going to work on at least getting one of the nets up and running so that we can move our chickens over here sooner rather than later.
Here we go. When working on fencing like this, it can be nice to have an area that is not around tall grass or briars, trees, or whatnot that it might get caught on. So we'll just do it on the driveway here, where hopefully it will lay out nice and smooth, and we'll be able to look at all the different connections and hook up the Energizer to see if it works or not. One challenging thing, it is cloudy, so I don't know if it will get enough juice charged today to test it, but we'll at least be able to see if it is holding voltage with a simple voltage meter or not.
So with getting used fencing, we were warned that there are a few places on it that have some tears in it. And the people we bought it from did have a repair kit already, so we're going to be going along the whole run of this trying to find where the hole may be. So walking along here, I'm noticing that this one is in rougher shape, and they did warn us that one or two of them were in definitely rougher shape. There's another hole over here, one up there. Let's see, I thought I saw another one. There's one on this one. So I think we may have, by luck of the draw, opened the one that was the worst. There's that one, but we have 4 or 5 more to unravel to see. We're going to try and work on the one that's the least damaged. This one especially has a pretty big hole right there. So we're going to roll this one up and try and find one of the ones that's less damaged so that we can get something up and running sooner. And we will work on this one that needs a lot more work. There's another hole right there that needs more work another day. So we just got another one unraveled, and it was a little bit longer and a little bit more tangled. So we're going to walk along this one and see if there's any tears in it that need repairing.
So far, this one's looking a lot better. There's no cuts in either the vertical or horizontal lines. One of the challenges of it, one of the horizontal lines, is that's the one that carries the hot wire through to keep it hot. But so far, here's one of the vertical lines that are broken. So we could fix that. That wouldn't be hard at all.
Oh, there's a
horizontal one right here. So we'll want to make sure we carry that power through. Otherwise, wherever that is being fed from might not carry through.
We also have another vertical one here that's torn as well.
Mm-hmm. And this horizontal, couple of horizontals here. Okay, so it looks like there's both wires. The ones that have both the black and the white are going to be the wire that carries the hot as well. Looks like a charger of some sort.
Well, I might charge the battery.
Oh, that could be cool.
Charge it now that the
let's take a look at that. And some more wires. So there should be plenty of wire to get us started with repairing our fence. Cool.
So we did indeed find the charger for the batteries, so we're going to try plugging them in since it is such a cloudy day today, and it's pretty much supposed to be cloudy for the next week and a half. So we are going to try charging them so we can test our fence after we do the repairs on the hot wire.
So in doing this, you want to remove all the wires from the unit itself, and then that gives us the positive and the neutral wires here on the battery. So that we can just take this. And then it's pretty simple. Just go red to red, black to black. And I like to plug it in on the battery before you plug it into the power. That way you're not dealing with live electricity here when you're trying to handle it. Double check everything's good. Make sure it's in a dry location. You should be good to go ahead and plug it in. We'll go ahead and let that charge for a little while and plug in the unit again. And that should tell us if the battery is holding a charge or not. Sometimes, especially if these cell batteries are drained, it can take a little while to get them to recharge, but hopefully this will give us a good idea of where the health of these batteries lie. So when you're repairing the fence, it's important to know the differences between the wire that they provide. So this one here, if you separate it a little bit, you can see it has a bunch of actual metal filaments throughout. So this is the one that can conduct electricity going throughout the wire. So if you have a break in the horizontal line, with the exception of the bottom line, this is the one you want to use. This black line is very similar to the bottom line. All it is nylon, which means it cannot conduct electricity. So whether you're repairing the bottom line or the vertical lines, this is the one you want to use because it will not carry any electricity through it. So this would be for that particular repair. Since I'm using a crimp, I need more access to wire than what is available here where it broke. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it on this side. And the reason we're using a crimp is we are currently out of electrical tape, which could also work. It's probably best to use both in conjunction with each other, as a crimp will hold better, but the electrical tape will just help it with preventing slippage over time. But then just make sure you're cutting plenty. Measure twice, cut once, but in doubt, cut a little bit longer, because you can't have a wire stretcher necessarily for something like this. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that here. And then with the crimp, you slide it in. These have a flange on it. I like to put the open side of the flange poking down. I'm curious if both wires will be able to fit in here. I think it shouldn't have a problem.
Those were our large ones, I think.
These are our small ones.
Oh.
Yep.
We do have a large one somewhere, don't we?
We do. We do have a larger one if needed. As long as you have both ends out on either side, like that right there. You can see I have the wire that was cut and the new wire here. Then you're good to go ahead and crimp it, as long as it doesn't slide on you. There we are. So this one here is on the bottom line. It's not the hot wire, so I'm just using the black line to tie a knot. And two were broken side by side. Since it is so tight with the holes down here, we're just going to put one line here for now. And that should, especially since the hot lines are still good, be able to keep predators out.
We only had 2 hot wires, right?
2 hot wires up there, this one here. So as a whole, this one was in pretty good condition, so we're very thankful for this. Once we have the Energizer set up, we will go ahead and test, especially where the repairs are, to make sure that the lines are carrying electrical current through. And then we should be set for protecting our chickens and getting our chickens finally moved here.
Before we head in for the night, we are going to check our batteries to see if they are charging. It's flashing.
That's a good sign. So it is holding charge.
So we plugged in the battery. It's not enough time for it to fully charge the battery, especially since they were dead. But we wanted to make sure that the charger was doing its job, and it is. The light is flashing, so we know it's hitting, even though it's probably really weak right now. We don't have a fence tester yet, so that's something we need to order because it didn't come with the kit that we got used. And we were trying to use our tester that we used for electrical wiring when we were wiring the house, but this is not high enough voltage for that use. So we will wrap up here as it's getting dark outside, and it's very cold, and we're ready for going inside and warming up a little bit this evening.
Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned. Hopefully we'll have some exciting videos with getting our chickens here, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.